Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Phantasm III, Lord of the Dead. And just to get this out of the way, I'm just going to give you all my overall thoughts first. And to be honest, I was not really a fan of this movie. I just couldn't really get into it. It was just okay. But at the same time, there were like a lot of cool new elements and like little scenes and stuff like that I did actually really enjoy. So even though I didn't really like this movie that much, like I am gonna basically just be going over like a lot of positives and stuff that I like in this review. Um, I don't know why, that's just what I feel like talking about, so it is what it is. But anyways, jumping right into the review here. Something that is pretty darn cool about this movie is that you have some returning returning characters from the first movie. So in the second Phantasm, the character Mike got recast. I think the actor's name in the second one was James LaGrosse. But anyways, A. Michael Baldwin, who played Mike in the first one, he's back in this, so that's super cool to see him back. And I'm pretty darn sure he's Mike in the rest of the movies for the rest of the franchise. So yeah, it was nice to see him, and he had a decent amount to do. He wasn't like he wasn't like the lead really, like he was in the first, but he had like a decent amount to do. And then I didn't even expect this, but Jody is back in this, and like for a lot of the movie, he's just like one of the spheres, and he's like talking to Mike and Reggie, and I don't know what the heck is going on, but it's cool to see Jody. The way I'm describing it sounds like it's just his voice, and it's just like you just see the sphere, like you actually do see him, like like the actual actor who played Jody in the first one, like quite a bit in the movie. But I mean, yeah, there's this whole thing where he like I don't know. These movies are hard to keep track of. Sometimes I don't know what the heck is going on in these. But yeah, he will like turn into the sphere, and then he will turn back into like his normal self. I don't know why he's like in a spherical form. Who knows? Who knows? Like I said, maybe one day I'll figure out these movies. But for now, yeah, I can't follow him. I think I'm just a simpleton. Like I think I'm just I don't know. I'm just silly goof. I can't even understand what's going on, like a punk buster. But I don't know. But anyways, long story short, it was cool to see Mike and Jody back with the original actors, and all their parts were pretty darn fun for the most part. So I kind of touched on the fact that Mike's not really the lead. So I would say Reggie is one of the leads again, but you have two new characters, and I actually really liked the two new characters. So one of the new characters is this little kid. His name's Tim. Like when we're first introduced to him, he's got all these like Home Alone traps, but they're like deadly. Like it's this, he has this like thing with all these like knives on it, and there's these like people trying to hurt him. He's trying to like kill him. He's got all like these like deadly Home Alone traps. Home Alone traps on steroids. So, like it's awesome. But he's super badass, and I'm gonna get to like a super cool scene with him later. I don't want to go over it now because that's one of the, like the main talking points I have here. But yeah, he's in this town. Like it's like when Reggie drives in, it's like you see like the population, and it's like crossed out and it's like population 0. So like everyone was wiped out in this town. This kid's family was wiped out, and he's like the only person left, and these people, they're trying to like steal his stuff or something like that. It's like these three individuals, and they, you know, they're like antagonists throughout the story, but I'll get to that later. But anyways, that kid Tim, super awesome, fun, likable, super badass. Like, he's like a little kid, but he's like, he's hard AF. Like, this dude's like battle ready. Like, he's messing fools up. Like, that kid's awesome. Okay, the other main character is this girl named Rocky, and she's like super badass also. She's like just got these like nunchucks the whole time, and she's just like messing fools up. And there's kind of like this, you know, it's a little romantic tension between her and Reggie. You know, like Reggie, he's a player, or maybe he's not a player, maybe he's like a wannabe player, but either way, I mean, he was kind of a player in the last one, even though that chick turned out to be like a monster with like her hair ripping out or something. But he was kind of a player for a second there. He had like a brief window, but yeah, he's like, you know, there's this romantic tension between Rocky and Reggie, and like Reggie is always trying to get with Rocky, and she's like not having it. She's like focused. She's focused on the mission. She's like battle ready. She's like, I don't have time to mess with all this romantic stuff. And I just don't think she's feeling Reggie like that. But I appreciate him, trying, because you gotta shoot your shot. She's like, a younger lady, and she's like, fairly attractive. So you gotta do what you gotta do out here, and you might as well shoot your shot. But yeah, I liked her character a lot. She was, I liked how like Tim, Rocky, and Reggie like got along. Like they had really good chemistry. Like they played off each other well. There was like some funnier, lighthearted dialogue, and then the more serious stuff, and all the action scenes with them were awesome. Once again, Reggie has the quad barrel shotgun, so that's always nice. I'm always here for that. Quad barrel shotguns. I approve of them. I'm all about quad barrel shotguns. I need to get one, so I'm a big fan of that. Glad that the 4-barrel shotgun returned. I don't care if A. Michael Baldwin returned or if Jody returned. Come on, let's get real. The important thing is that the quad barrel shotgun returns. I'm joking, guys. I'm glad that A. Michael Baldwin and Jody are back. I keep referring to him as Jody because I don't know the actor's name, but what are you gonna do? What am I supposed to memorize every actor's name? I'm not professional, you guys know. But anyways, I said I was gonna touch on like a super cool scene with Tim. I'm gonna touch on that now. I didn't want to, I didn't want to get into it early. I gotta have some substance to this video. I can't make it. It's got to be more than a couple minutes. I've probably been on here for a couple minutes. I don't know. My thing doesn't have time. But anyways, one of the most iconic scenes in the whole movie. Tim has this like frisbee with all these little like razor blades on it, and he throws it, and it goes like up in the air, and it like circles around almost like a boomerang, and it like slits this guy's throat. And it's like one of the nastiest throat slits. Like it looks really good. Like I was like cringing. I was like, oh my goodness, because you almost like see like the underlayer of skin, and it's all like red, and it's just like a perfect slit. Like, ooh, that was like tough to watch, but super cool though at the same time. Like you got this little badass kid throwing razor frisbees, slitting people's throats. That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. Like that's something I'm definitely gonna talk about. Like like I like to like bring up all these like crazy movie scenes when I'm talking to people. So I'm gonna be like, Phantasm III, this kid throws a razor frisbee, it goes up in the air, circles around, slits this guy's throat. I don't know. That's like I need to get a life. All I do is talk about movies. But hey, what are you gonna do? I like movies, so it's all good. I kind of already talked about Reggie trying to get with Rocky, but there's like this one specific scene that I really like. So they check into this little motel, and then Reggie's like presented with the options, like he could get two twin beds or one queen bed. So of course, he gets one queen bed, but he like plays it off like, oh, they only had one queen bed. That was all I could get. And then like Tim's in the car, he's like, Tim, you mind like, sleeping in the car tonight? Like it's more spacious anyways. And, like Rocky's in front of Reggie. Reggie's behind Rocky when they're talking to Tim in the car. And, like Reggie keeps like making gestures at Tim like, come on, dude, like say you want to sleep in the car. Like he's like winking and blah blah blah. He's like, I didn't even wink right now, but there you go. I don't know, maybe I didn't even do it, but he's like winking and like saying gestures like tell Rocky you don't want to sleep in the room because he's trying to get busy. And that was like a really fun scene. It was just kind of fun, kind of playful, and I like this whole aspect of Reggie where he's like a player or wannabe player. But then once they do like get in the room together, like Rocky like plays it off like she does want to get with him. She's like acting like she's like into it, and then she just like handcuffs him, and he thinks he's like they're gonna do some freaky BDSM stuff, and then she just like handcuffs him and goes to sleep. So that was pretty funny as well. So like I said, all the stuff between Reggie and Rocky and their little like romance that never happened, that was like pretty fun stuff. But they're like they have like a really like, even though they don't get with each other romantically, like they definitely like look out for each other throughout the whole movie, and they are like good friends. So it's like they still have like a good relationship. And then this is kind of random here, but I had to mention this. Like at one point, this zombie chick is giving Reggie, giving him some head, and I mean, like the frisbee scene, like it's just a WTF crazy scene I gotta bring up. So yeah, like he's got this like blanket kind of over his legs and over his private areas, and then he thinks it's like Rocky finally giving him, that little sloppy toppy, but it turns out to be some like zombie, and she's got this like gross tongue. I thought it would be kind of funny if he was just like, well, whatever, like I'll take it. If he just like put the blanket back on, he's just like proceed, I don't know, like what if the zombie was like, gave some really nice head. I don't. It's like he got a blanket over her, so it's like, yeah, she might be crusty, she might have some maggots crawling out, but I mean, if she's good at doing her little jobby job down there, who cares if it's a zombie? Who cares if she's decaying? Throw the blanket over, You can't even see. It's like throw a bag over her head. I'm just joking though. I'm just joking. I just thought I was kind of like thinking that when I was like watching it, I'm like, man, he should have just kept going. No, I sound gross. I'm just joking though. I'm just having fun. But anyways, if someone gets head from a zombie, I mean, I gotta mention it in the review. So that's a honorable mention right there. And then, I'm on the zombie topic, so this is something I was thinking. So the subtitle of this movie is Lord of the Dead, and if your movie has a subtitle like Lord of the Dead and there's zombies in the movie, there's zombies in the trailer, I'm thinking there's gonna be quite a few zombies. But there's only like 3 zombies in the movie, and like they're like, I feel like they're in the movie like a little bit in the first act and like a little bit in the third act, and then for the rest of the movie they're somewhere. I don't know, like I don't know about like Lord of the Dead, like Who's the Lord of the Dead? Is the tall man the Lord of the Dead? Like, what does that even mean? But I mean, when I watched the trailer and I saw that subtitle, I thought there was gonna be like all kinds of zombies. Like, I thought like in that town where everyone was like dead. Like, I thought there was gonna be like all kinds of zombies walking around. But there's only 3 zombies. Like, I mean, it's better than no zombies. I like zombies, so they were cool and they were like cool antagonists because I guess there weren't really zombies in the other ones. But I mean, Lord of the Dead. You're gonna call your movie Lord of the Dead and only have 3 zombies? Get out of here. I'm just joking. I'm not hating on the movie. I just that was something I was thinking. I'm just telling you all my initial thoughts. And then one of the zombies like has the most generic gold chain ever. Like, it's just this big gold chain with a giant gold dollar sign. Like, it looks like some dollar store stuff. It's probably real, but like, dude, like, come on, like, you could get any gold chain. You could get like some cool pendant, like get a cross, get something like a giant dollar sign. Like, you look mad corny, dude. You look like a gosh darn goofball. Like, you're gonna get a dollar sign. Like, what the heck is this, my dude? Like, I don't know. Like, even before he was a zombie, he was rocking that chain. Like, and I mean, now you just look like the most, corny, goofy zombie of all time. Like, turning into a zombie can't make you look hard or cool if you're rocking the generic Dollar Tree dollar sign gold chain. Like, get it together, dude. Why don't you just take the pendant off, just rock the regular gold chain? Boom. You don't look like a cornball, my boy. But I like that. I like when characters are just rocking some weird, having some weird wardrobe choices. I'm just like scratching my head like, what the heck was this guy thinking? Like, what, you're gonna wake up in the morning, you're gonna choose to throw that gold chain on? This character actually went to the store and selected that and paid money for it. Hundreds of dollars. It's crazy to think about, man. It's got me messed up. It's messed up. But anyways, moving on. I'm just being silly. Here, I mean, if you all have seen some of the videos, you already know the drill. But moving on here, there was like another new aspect of this movie. So you actually get to like see the inner workings of the spheres, like the little silver balls or whatever, and they have like these little brains in them, and it looked really cool. Like, all the effects, like the little brains, like they looked like super real. But basically, like, there was like the sequence and it was like showing it, like they were like, so like those little dwarf guys, basically I guess like they like cut out their brain or like part of their brain, and they put that in those like spheres, and like that's how, like, that's what gives them kind of like their own drive, or their own, I was gonna say, yeah, no, yeah, their own like consciousness, like that's how they're able to, like act independently, because they have like a little brain in there. But I mean, they're still like pretty much like controlled by like the tall man. But like, I thought that was like a cool addition. Like, it just like pops open and you see all like these wires and you see little brains in there. I thought that was awesome. And then, I mean, just getting into the negatives, it's I have the same negatives I've had with the other movies in this franchise. Like, I it's just sometimes in these movies there's just too much stuff going on, and it's they're just hard for me to follow. So it's like, it's hard for me to get into it. Like, I liked a lot about this movie, but it was just, it was hard to follow. There was too much going on. It got a little too weird. I like when stuff gets weird, but like, I don't know. I like a nice straightforward story sometimes, and I think you can be weird and also like have like a story that's like paced well and like, gets you where you're trying to go. Like, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm just stupid, but like whenever I watch these Phantasm movies, I'm always confused. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I don't know what's going on. I feel like in each movie, like, oh, the rules change and everything's like different. Like now we got this is going on, this is different. Now the cold affects him. I can't keep track. But anyways, that was my big thing. Like it's the same problem I've had with the other movies. Like they're just hard to follow, you know. And that's why a lot of people like these is because they're so like dreamlike and they're kind of more like atmospheric. They're not as like structured and stuff like that. Some people like that, but it's just makes it hard for me to like follow them and get into them. And then something else that I didn't like is like I feel like the ending was kind of lame. It was like, you know, the same kind of downer, like last minute jump scare twist ending. And I mean now, you know, now we're on the third movie in the franchise. It's like, I mean, in the first movie that ending was cool, but like this whole like downer ending, little last minute twist, and it's like the same thing where like, you know, someone gets like pulled through like the glass, and it's like we've seen it before. Like it's like, all right, like I was actually kind of like mad. I was like, is that seriously the ending? You know, but like I said, I really was not a huge fan of this, but there were like a lot of cool things that I liked. So, you know, even though I personally didn't have the best time with this, I mean, if you've seen the first one, I think, I mean, I think it's a decent enough sequel if you're a completist and you want to check out the other you know, like all the movies in the franchise. This movie's not bad by any means. You know, it just didn't really do it for me. It just wasn't really my thing. But I'm not like the biggest fan of this franchise overall. I haven't seen all of them, but I mean, you know, from what I've seen so far, I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise. But they're cool movies, you know, for sure, for sure. But yeah, if you're a fan of the first one, I would still recommend this. I think it's a decent enough sequel, and there are like quite a few cool elements. But overall, I just didn't like it that much. But with all that being said, I'm gonna wrap things up here. So thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.